Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's TPM5 back with some NBA rumors, and as you guys know, James Harden has requested a trade from the Philadelphia 76ers, explaining to the team that he wants to go to the LA Clippers per Sam Amick of The Athletic. It's also coming after he accepted his player option for next season, probably because the market long term wasn't so good, so he's going to write it out for the next year and then worry about it next off season. Now, as you can see on the screen, I've got a mock trade which would send James Harden to the LA Clippers and his expiring deal, and in exchange the Clips would send 2 second-round draft picks in the next year's draft alongside Norman Powell, the expiring deal of Marcus Morris, and then Jason Preston as well, just for depth. Now, when you immediately look at this deal, anyone that's been around the NBA for an extended period of time knows what James Harden brings, and that's a pretty high level of scoring, both all on 3 levels. Used to be able to draw fouls very well, but had his lowest free throw attempts per game since the 2012 season, so obviously he's changing his game, being less physical, but was still able to shoot 44% from the field and then 38.5% from 3-on-7 attempts. Now, the big thing is the fact that he averages 10.7 assists and 7 throughout his whole career. Obviously, throughout the Kawhi Leonard and Paul George era, a lot of the issues for the LA Clippers has come from the fact that they don't have some strong guard play. They've had people come in here and there like Reggie Jackson and try and do a role like Russell Westbrook this past season too, but no one consistently has come in and done something, and that does show by the team being the 7th worst team in terms of assists per game. So getting in some consistent guard play to take the pressure off the already injured Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who are pretty injured often, will go a long way, and it will help the team break out of its middling offensive rating placing for the previous season. Now, one thing with James Harden too, if the team does go ahead and make this deal, is that he hasn't actually been all that healthy since his days in Houston, as he hasn't played more than 65 games in a season since the 2019-20 season, aka his last full year with the Houston Rockets. So that is something to watch out for. Obviously, in the race for James Harden and making a trade, the LA Clippers have kind of made it clear that they don't want to trade away too many of their good young players. Now, they don't have many picks or players, so I'm not entirely sure what that means. But for that reason, Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, and Brandon Boston Jr. aren't included in a deal. That could remain to be a sticking point for the Philadelphia 76ers if a real deal comes to fruition. But it should be pretty clear at the moment that the favorite location, the most likely location for James Harden would be the LA Clippers. Just a quick break, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel, as I'm trying to grow it and would really appreciate it. But let's continue with the video. Now, when we talk about it from a Philadelphia 76ers perspective, as you can see on the screen, former NBA champion with the Raptors, Norman Powell, would go to the team, and he played really well during the playoffs, really stepping up without, in that series where they had Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for very few of it, if at all, and he averaged 22 points per game, shooting a scorching 41% from 3, so that could be something very interesting for the Philadelphia 76ers. He comes in and he's signed long term, which is another interesting factor, but he's someone that gives you a lot of shot creation and can draw some gravity and make some shots off of open looks, or even create for himself, as we saw in that first series. We had that picture of Marcus Morris on the screen. He comes in and fills in the depth chart at the forward spot. He's an expiring deal as well on $17.1 million next season, so when you get to the trade deadline, that could potentially be a valuable asset, or at the very least they would get off of half of the James Harden money if they were to keep James Harden, so you instantly get $17 million in flexibility back come next free agency, which you wouldn't have had if you don't trade James Harden. And I guess Marcus Morris would kind of be a bit of a fill-in if they do end up trading Tobias Harris, which they've been linked with. And as for Tyrese Maxey, it could be a good chance for him to further develop and take on more of the ball handling role, obviously without having to overpay James Harden. I guess with Philadelphia, you only get 2 second-round draft picks after trading 2 and Ben Simmons to get James Harden, but you also could have looked at it from the perspective of James Harden opting out of that potential player option and you lose him for nothing, as, if he wants to request a trade right after accepting it, he's definitely done the right thing by Philadelphia, the team. Now, thank you for watching. Philly, LA Clippers fans, please comment what you think of a potential deal. Are you excited? And also don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace out. Thanks for watching.